Hello, Scorpio. Hello, Scorpio. It's Christelle here with the reading for you for a general reading for the month of July. I saw you saw the moon love readings that came out, and I mentioned I would have another July monthly reading, a general reading, and here it is. And I'm doing the Mini Grand Tableau with the Lenormand deck. This is a Mystic Lenormand deck. And it is, for those of you who know me, have been around, you know that in December I put out a mini grand tableau as a forecast for the following year. And what I do for those readers out there of you, I take usually a grand tableau is all 36. There are 36 cards, all 36 spread out, and the reading goes from there. And this will be the inner square from that. And I've created certain houses, and you'll see how the reading goes. Let's see what is in store for you, Scorpio, for the month of July. Let's see what's in store for you, Scorpio, for the month of July. Here we go, and I'll show you these cards. Let's see. Okay, let me show you the cards first. This is the clouds. This is the ring. You see the ring here in the beak of the bird. The letter. The book. The bear. The mice. The clover, the mountain, the fish, the ship, the garden, the lady, the scythe, which is right there, the scythe, the man, the sun, and the house. Look, I'll tell you right off the bat, before going, right, the month of July has 31 days, and so I'm going to split it up in 4 weeks. Obviously, there are more days, and so take it as being a couple of days before or after each week. I do see there is a relationship here right now that is, the focus is on a relationship. Okay, even if this is not the love reading, but that comes out really clearly. And what I'm seeing for the first week is a difficult moment. You would like, Scorpio, to not propose, but you want to speak to someone, and you want to speak to them about your emotions, but in your heart of hearts, in the first week of July, you can't do that. You can't do that because you're worried, not worried about that, because you're busy working, literally working and putting away money. It's as if your money, your language of love is in the way you provide for something and someone and yourself. And so that communication, because you have it under the surface, is not going to come out that week. The second week, I have you as being very worried about your sense of security and safety, even though the cards are telling me, look, the second week does have its open windows to shine. And what I'm seeing is they point to you in the direction of spirituality, in the sense that get your eyes, Scorpio, off of the money, off of the prize, off of that money. Get it off there. And raise your gaze and look at the sky and start seeing if there are other answers, other avenues, other ways of getting a sense of security that is not linked to your work. I do have here, well, the second week also involves, again, the difficulty in communicating with a certain person, your emotions, that doesn't take place. But the second week of July is when, Scorpio, you may be taking a trip. It looks like you'll be traveling. And let's say that the third week, all in all, seems to be the nicest, seems to be the most beautiful. Why do I say this? Well, I see you, a lot of you Scorpios, near water. In any case, I see you um not in the money, but you're feeling like, you know, they're like nails. You bite your nails or you cut your nails and they grow. Your money just keeps coming in. This is how you feel. You're not worried about it anymore. You're not concentrating on it anymore. And what it looks like is that you are taking a vacation. You are nonetheless in the public, and that's when then you talk or you think of once again pouring out your emotions. Um, you may do this first of all, and it looks like to me that there's writing involved here. It could be a chat, could be in something like WhatsApp or some kind of thing like that, where or even just text messages, where you touch base with this person, and you're just feeling so good. The third week of July is really the best week for you of the month I'm looking at, and the fourth week looks like that you are you've decided that the time is still not ripe to be in contact with a person. You're just coming out of the third week and you're feeling really good about yourself. You want to get your ducks all in a row before you screw it up, right? This is how it looks like to me in the cars. And you want to, write down what you want to say, actually, or you want to try to make the scenes. Well, if they say this, I'll say this. What if I say this and I say that? If I ask them this, so it's as if you're playing with the windmills of your mind, but you have to do this to feel comfortable, it seems. And you have a sense of home. You get a sense that you are home wherever you go. And that's a great feeling. But the fourth week also has a lot of things that are still not surfacing. There are truths that haven't emerged. And you would like to get more information involving a person that you're interested in, either for business or for pleasure. And you don't know how to go about it because you don't want to be so straightforward. And again, this it sees you being at home, so I think the travel is involved in the third, but the fourth is where you're getting all ready for certain, to spill the beans. That's what I'm looking at. It just looks like you're getting ready to spill the beans. Now I'm going to go to each position and tell you a bit about what the different domains in your life, what I'm looking at. And endings and beginnings, these are difficult for you. The month of July, not seeing someone, then seeing them again, or never again seeing someone and then meeting someone else, or moving away from a family. These irk you a little bit, but what it is, rather than irking you, it emotionally drains you, but not very much, a little bit, and it's very short-lived. What in terms of surprises, you really want to pop that question. You really want to pop that question. It's seething under the surface of your skin. You're ready to explode because you're ready. You are ready. And in endings, complete endings, when you feel that something is needed to end, you do it through writing. You do it through writing, and you motivate your reasons. If you're leaving a job or if you're leaving a home, you respectfully write and tell them. Okay, so it's all done with writing, these endings. Oral communication. Now, oral communication for you is quite difficult because this month of July is not a month where oral communication will serve you much, because it helps it because it leaves so many things unanswered. And you think, well, maybe let me use the written word. We'll talk about that. Your work and livelihood the entire month serves one purpose and one purpose only, and it is to make you feel safe and secure. However, your sense of security during the month is full of insidious moments where you think, "Oh no, I'm not doing this or I'm not doing that." So it's always, in on the front burner of your stove, and it is high on your list of concerns. Now, guidance. You have much guidance where it's as if the month of July is sort of lucky for you because when you need an answer, you get it. And it's as if your guides, even if you don't talk to them directly, they seem to give you the answer on a platter. You're very lucky this month of July in terms of how guidance comes to you, and you are guided. Your guides are there for you. The notion of home, the notion of going back home, probably where you grew up, it is going to that not where you live now, but where you grew up or your parents' home or somewhere where you see other relatives is going to be a difficult, thorny issue because you may not want to go or you will have to go. And that is going to be a little concerned. It will cause concern for you. Public life. Now, public life is where you make your money, where you shine. If you make money on motivational speaking, then go to it because I'm seeing you. The more you go into the public and you state your claim, you talk and you motivate what you have to say. People listen to you; they follow you. This is good for politicians. These are good for group leaders, for neighborhood gatherings, things like that. I'm seeing that as being very, very lucrative, actually. Now, obstacles, you are just going to swim around the obstacles. I see you as a, instead of going right through an obstacle, I see you going around it, and it doesn't phase you whatsoever. Decisions in the month of July are made in the public. That's what I'm looking at. And nuisances come from a woman. It could be an older woman, someone who is saying, for example, linked to your home, look, I need you to come home, your mom, and you just don't want to go back. It's a nuisance. It's not a problem, though. It's not a big problem. Something that's hidden, you know what you're going to do? You're not going to worry about it, which is not it's not like you. But this month you said you have an agenda. You've got your own agenda, and no one's going to rain on your parade. So what do you do when something's hidden from you or a secret or something like that? You just okay, boom, cross that off my list, do something else. Now, matters of written communication is where you get more um, more bang for your buck, really. I'll use that expression, is because it looks like the written word documents will serve you much more in relation even to that woman that I mentioned who is going through something or wants you back home. Now, male influences in your life. Count on males. They will be friends, good lovers, good companions. This month of July, you can count on a male. And the female influences on your life will be all around a matters of the home. As I mentioned, there's something that happens around the home, not your immediate home, but where you grew up, the home of parents, where you are not living now. That it will involve a female. Now I'm going to cast the runes to crown the reading. So what I would suggest is you listen to this several times, maybe even take notes if you're so inclined, but at the end of the month, really, to see what has happened to you during the month and see how you can construe it, how you can see whether it resonated or not. Because sometimes the clues that we see in a reading aren't really apparent to us right away. We don't actually see them. Okay, now let's take a look. Let's take a look. Look, this was on its side. This is the nameless, faceless. Let's see. Okay. Now, um, in terms of this is a Bjork Berkanets Merkstave, it's upside down. So when that happens, when it's in that position, there's nothing new that starts. There's not a plan or a project that lifts off the ground, is drafted, or you can say, all right, I've done something. No, if you're expecting to get pregnant, this is not the month for you, Scorpio. And I'll put that off to the side. There is this nameless and faceless rune weird. And this is a faded or an undisclosed rune. And it is, how can I say? It has to tell you that you are still waiting for a coming together with a person that is a faded relationship. You're still waiting for that moment that you do exactly come together at the right time when you both decide to do that. And I'm looking at someone that you know, but even if you don't know, it could be from a past life because this rune weird acts like that. Now, this is the jury's still out with Wunyo in this position. Scorpio, and what I'm looking at is sometimes there is joy, sometimes there is happiness. You have positive outcomes in some areas of your life, like work and success, but for some reason you still feel a sense of insecurity involved with your work. What this does tell you, though, in this position, Wunyo, is that your affections are high on your list for the month of July, even if they don't come to a place where you want them to. Feihu talks about fulfillment nonetheless and financial gain, but there is a split. If I have to say, Scorpio, between money and love, it is evenly divided. So the scale is, evenly balanced. And some days you think, not enough here, not enough there. Okay. We have Keenats, and Keenats is a rune that that talks about warmth, about energy, power, opening up. You are opening up. You are starting to think of new things that you can, as a project you can work on, and you're opening up emotionally as well. I did talk about Björk Berkane in that position. We've got Ingvats. I love Ingvats. There's a successful conclusion. There's sort of a sigh of relief. And it can signal to you a milestone. And what I'm seeing it as a milestone, Scorpio, is that finally you're at an emotional place where things come easier for you to communicate. Even though it may not happen in the month of July, but you're slowly getting there, and you say, okay, the end of the month, you're saying, okay, I'm ready. Now I have Rido. This is movement, travel. It looks like you are going places. And I'm, if I have to say, you have to go back to a home from your childhood, maybe. Yera, harvest. These are rewards for your efforts. And they're more than rewards. I'm looking at legalities that you have to contend with. Could be in the family. That's why a family member asks you to come back. But there's a ruling there's something that you have to deal with. Maybe you have to consult with a lawyer for family matters. Then I've got this beautiful Soila, which is the sun, and it is success, victory, power. Strength. You are strong this month. Diag is increase and growth. And like I said, the biggest takeaway of the month is you open to your emotions. And it is an increase and a growth, not necessarily that you start pouring all of these truths onto somebody. But it also is a rune that alleviates delays. And I don't see any delays except your particular interest in holding off of communicating a lot of your emotions until there's a situation that is more fruitful for you, perhaps a face-to-face situation. Scorpio. I do hope this was of help to you. And right below the video, a little bit about your stories. And it's so nice that, if we can exchange stories, because that's what life is about, storytelling. Namaste, and have a great 4th of July if you celebrate that until we read together again. Bye bye.